Hello and welcome. This is H.O. John teaching an Android Studio tutorial. Today I'm going to be teaching a little bit about event handlers. What I've got here is I've already created this app and I'll post this on my webpage. It's a little spinner. You choose red and it changes the background to red. Choose blue, it changes the background to blue. And I've got these other things over here, a click me button and a what color text view right here. And those will become important in the next tutorial. Now what I'm going to do in this one is it's going to be relatively short. I'm just going to walk you through what this is and how it works. And then on the next tutorial I'll come back and we will fix it so that this button, when you click it, the onclickListner will handle it and take that and put the color of the background in here. Instead of what color, it'll be either white, blue, or red. All right, and that's the default. When to choose, there's nothing in the background. It's essentially white. All right, so let's go through this, and I think I've noted this pretty extensively. All right, so in the very beginning, we have the array list string color list, new array list, and this is the beginning of the creation of the array list that we use for our spinner. And this is just standard stuff. We're going to use the activity main. There's a lot of things you're going to need to import when you're creating this if you're doing it by hand. So you need to remember to use the Alt and Enter to import the class. This creates the spinner in memory. And this is the list that goes into your spinner. And I did choose, I did red, and I did blue. That's what populates the spinner. And this creates the array adapter. The array adapter string, array adapter, new array adapter string, main activity this, Android write layout, simple spinner item color list. Like this, and I find, you see the color list, you can see all the aspects of color list here. You know, the array string, color list, these variables were assigned to this, added that, and then the color list. So that's your array. Spinner item, if you'll go into your Android developer website and search for it, you'll find the simple spinner item. It's another one of those items. It's very similar to the simple list item that we used last time, and yeah, it's a little bit more complicated than I'm personally able to understand at this moment in time and space, but simple spinner item is what you're going to be using there. Then we include the spinner and the set adapter, the array adapter, set the adapter, set the click listener for the spinner, spinner set on item selected listener. So that spinner we're going to use set on item selected listener, a new adapter view dot on item selected listener, and then this right here is all the stuff that we're going to do in there. Public void on item selected, adapter view, and then the view INTI long one. Again, I'm going to refer you back to the Android website, the item on clicked, adapter view, parent view, INT position, and long ID. Callback method to be invoked when an item in this adapter view has been clicked. It's just one of the methods. That's pretty much how it works. It's one of the methods that's used. All right, and then in this section right here, after this curly brace, you make your choice. This string value of spinner dot get selected item turns whatever you choose into a string, so that you can use it. Whatever spinner's choice is into a string so you can use it. We also assign that to a variable to make it faster to work with. So I use string choice equals string dot value spinner get selected item. So whenever you choose an item, and it will, for instance, if you choose red, it will take this, and instead of using the position number, which it would normally use, it uses red as a string and feeds it into your problem. So that's what we want. It makes it more visually able to work with. So a string choice equals string value of spinner. So there, and then I assign choice here. And you see that here, I use that. If I hadn't used choice here, I could actually take this and copy and paste it into all these places. It wouldn't really work here for what I'm using it down here. Because when we get the button, we're going to use the words here to display on our text view. And so I'm going to use the variable choice to feed that into the text view. And I'm using this here to assign the word white to it because there isn't white. There is no white anywhere in this. It's just a default value. And so I'm going to use this in my actual problem when we get the button to assign white to the choice, because up here it's getting automatically assigned through here. But when we do our button, it won't be automatically assigned. It'll be assigned as choice instead of blue or red for default. So I use this to assign it the word white instead of the word choose. So, and then this right here is why it's white, is because if equals red equals, that's how you do the Java equal assignment rather than assigning something with just equal. And then the relative layout back change, we've done this before. This is how you change the background color. You call the relative layout, you assign the variable, and then you do this and find view, and then you change the variable which you've set up here and set background color. So we use red here, blue here, and in here we're actually assigning white to choice, and that's what we're going to be using in the button. And then we'll do the same thing here, and then because unless you change your spinner to red or blue, it's going to be automatically choose. So red or blue are in the if and else if statement, but the else, since it automatically stops and will turn the screen white. Otherwise, if you hadn't done this, it would if I didn't have this, it would be whatever choice. If I didn't have the choose, I would only have red and blue, and it would probably automatically be red or blue depending on which one you opened it up on. So since it's choose and it's not red or blue, it's going to do this else statement and then turn the background white, and then we also assign it the word white at the same time. And that's pretty much it. And then we're going to take this and we're going to change it in our next tutorial so that we have the ability to understand a little bit better, other than just looking at it, but actually having done it ourselves with an event handler. And we'll do an on-click event handler with button, and we'll be able to change the button based on what we choose here from red, blue, and white. Should be pretty cool, and I hope you have an idea what's going on. No, wait, this is not extra code. This is the callback method. This is to be invoked when the selection disappears from view. This selection can disappear, for instance, when it's touched or is activated, or when the adapter becomes empty, and this handles that event. So this is actually very important. You need this here for this to work. And when we come back and actually do the buttons and the event click listener, it's going to be a lot simpler than this. This is a little bit more complicated than a simple on click listener for a single button, because it's got this if else statement, and it's a spinner, and spinners are just by their nature more complicated. It's got this array, so it's a little complicated, but it'll help you see how things work and how these events work when we put that button in and we can do that on click listener. All right. Hope you come back. This is Untitled John teaching another Android Studio tutorial, and keep on keeping on. Don't forget to subscribe and thumbs up.